Welcome to Mindset Mondays, the bite-sized podcast designed to build a happier, healthier headspace. Think of it as a learning snack for your morning commute to set your week up right. I'm Mark Holloway, and today we're talking about something that affects every single one of us every single day, and yet it is often the first thing we sacrifice when life gets busy. We're talking about sleep. Sleep is not a luxury. It's not something we earn once everything else is done. It is a biological necessity, and more than that, it's a foundation for a good, meaningful, and resilient life. So today we'll explore why sleep is so important, how much sleep do we actually need, and practical ways to improve the quality of our sleep. There are no magic bullets here. Sleep is a challenge for many of us, and our success varies depending on many things. Today, we'll try and cover the basics of a huge and complex issue. So let's start with why sleep matters. When we sleep, our body and brain are not switching off. They are doing some of the most important work of the day. Repairing tissues, regulating hormones, consolidating memories, processing emotions, and clearing waste from the brain via the lymphatic system. Sleep is essential for mental clarity, emotional regulation, physical health, and performance. When we don't get enough sleep, our focus drops. Our reaction time slows, our emotional tolerance shrinks, we become more impulsive and less patient. In other words, we're more likely to snap at people we care about, make generally poorer decisions, and feel overwhelmed by things that normally wouldn't bother us. Think about it. Have you ever slept poorly and found yourself skipping the gym in preference for salty snacks and sugary drinks? You're not alone. Listen on. Because this is why sleep connects directly to living a meaningful life. A good life isn't just about what we achieve, it's about how we experience our lives. Sleep affects our capacity to be present, kind, thoughtful, and intentional. Without enough sleep, even good circumstances can feel heavy. From a mindset perspective, sleep is often misunderstood. Many of us have internalized beliefs like, I'll sleep when things calm down. I don't need that much sleep anyway, or successful people grind. Can you remember phrases like, I'll sleep when I'm dead, or sleeping is cheating? Outdated masculinity stereotypes. You don't hear them as much these days as, frankly, they're stupid. Because the truth is, sleep doesn't compete with productivity. It enables it. When we're well rested, we think more clearly. We regulate stress better. We're more creative. We make better long-term decisions. Sleep supports resilience. It gives us the emotional buffer we need when life inevitably throws challenges our way. If resilience is the ability to bend without breaking, then sleep is what makes us flexible instead of brittle. So how much sleep do we really need? For most adults, the science is very consistent. 7 to 9 hours per night. Some people do feel okay on less, but they're the exception, not the rule. And often we confuse being used to being tired with functioning optimally. We just get used to it. Helpful questions to ask yourself are, do I wake up feeling reasonably refreshed without an alarm? Do I rely heavily on caffeine just to get through the day? Or am I more irritable or foggy than I'd like to be? Sleep need is individual, but regularly getting less than 7 hours tends to catch up with us, mentally, emotionally, and physically. Now let's talk about what we can actually do to improve sleep without aiming for perfection. Remember, these are only suggestions. Feel free to do more research relevant to your own individual circumstances. Let's get cracking. 1. Respect consistency over perfection. Try to go to bed and wake up at roughly the same time each day, even on weekends. Our bodies love rhythm. You don't need a perfect routine. You need a predictable one. 2. Create a wind-down ritual. Sleep doesn't start when your head hits the pillow. It starts with how you end your day. A simple wind-down ritual might include dimming the lights, putting your phone away 30 to 60 minutes before bed, reading, stretching, or journaling. Doing the same few things every night as a signal to your brain that bedtime and sleep are imminent. 3. been mindful of stimulation. Caffeine, screens, and late night work all tell the brain to stay alert. Ask yourself, what am I consuming in the last 2 hours of my day? Information, stress, or calm? Sleep improves when evenings become less about stimulation and more about decompression. 4. Don't catastrophize bad nights. Now, this one's important. Everyone has bad nights. Stressing about sleep often makes it worse. Instead of saying, tomorrow is ruined, try, I may be tired, but I can still show up as best I can. I've done this before. Ironically, letting go of the pressure to sleep often improves it. 5. See sleep as an act of self-respect. Reframe sleep not as laziness, but as leadership of your life. Going to bed on time is a decision to care for your future self. So to close, I'll leave you with this thought. If a good and meaningful life is about showing up with intention, energy, and emotional presence, then sleep is not optional, it's foundational. You don't need to overhaul everything tonight. Just ask, what's one small change I could make this week to support my sleep? Because when we protect our sleep, we protect our capacity to live well. Thanks for listening to Mindset Mondays. Until next time.